Rocks blocking the main, so could really affect this game depending on what these players decide to go for.
All right, so let's go ahead and introduce the players. We have in the top left position of Crevasse, Liquid HerO.
And in the top right, the underdog from It's Gosu. If you want him to win, give a cheer for Hwangsin.
All right, so let's talk about the positions real quick. We do have top left and top right. And what we have is rotational symmetry on Crevasse. So things are a little bit different. Orb, what are your thoughts on the positions right now?
Well, it could really allow Hwangsin, for example, if he wants to go for something like Warp Prism play, to go straight into the in-base natural of HerO, right behind those minerals. Could be a little bit more difficult for HerO to deal with. But you know, the build I saw HerO practicing on this map was a really cool 3-gate expand base build. He drops his first gateway at the main, then uses the next two, of course, near the ramp to try to help block it off, wall it off to allow defense against 4-gate a little bit easier, but then, of course, you're actually taking an expansion of 3 gateways while you put on a lot of pressure with quite a few stalkers, and it was working very well for him, so I'm interested to see if that's what he's going to be doing in this game, and how Hwangsin is going to react if that's the case.
Yep. Now, Hwangsin does have a more aggressive style. We see that time and time again, especially in the NASL. I really like his positions. The big problem for him is where does he go to take his third? If he takes his third, it's very close to his opponent, whereas his HerO is expending a little bit away, so that helps him out as the game goes forward. But for Hwangsin's current style, I think the positions really help him out. If you want to apply that early game pressure, he can definitely do so.
I think he's absolutely going to go for that, man. It's like you said, with the third so exposed and out in the front, I really doubt he's going to try to go for the long macro game. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised to see a one-base play, but I think 2 base is just going to be a little more common here. But yeah, taking that third would just be a suicide move in this position. So we'll most likely see him go for some type of big 2-base timing. Now the question is going to be, is he just going to go for that standard Blink Stalker with Observer play? Is he going to try to rush out those Colossi? Or are we going to see something completely unorthodox from him, like some Phoenix play?
Well, there you go. Second gas coming out from Hwangsin, whereas HerO is not doing that at all. He's going up to, it looks like, 21 probes, so not going to do that 20 gateway, or excuse me, not 20 gateways, that 20 probe 4 gate. For now, I don't know if I love this completely from Hwangsin. I do prefer that type of 2-gate opening where you take control of the map with the 3 stalkers, especially on a map like Crevasse. You do not want your opponent working on those destructible rocks very early.
That's very true. Now, it does look like with this pylon placement, HerO, you know, he is just going to stay on one gas. Look at that. Actually, a gas steal coming out from Hwangsin. Unfortunately for Hwangsin, what he doesn't realize is that this build from HerO actually doesn't require a second gas for quite some time, usually after you actually start your expansion. So not going to put him that far behind. It's just going to limit HerO's options, but here it is. He is going to drop the 2 gateways at the ramp here. This is just going to choke up his opponent, and with this build, what he's going to go is Zealot, Stalker, Sentry. So he has that Sentry immediately after his first Stalker. You can get that energy saved up so that if, for example, a 4-gate starts coming forward to attack him, he'll have 2 force fields ready to go to force field that ramp, even if the rocks are taken out. So this will allow him to defend very, very easily, but of course that's not going to be the case from Hwangsin. With that double gas, he's just going to go for the standard, the tech play, although from right now, it's still on 3 gateways from him. No Robo, no Twilight Council, so do you think this is just going to be something like a double gas 3-gate expand with sentries?
Yeah, I think so. We do only have 4 probes on the gases, so that does kind of lend itself more towards some sort of expansion. He's putting all the gas into that 1 gateway. A couple of mind games coming out from Hwangsin right now. I like what he's doing. He showed the 2 gas, and he also gas stole. So he knows he's ahead in gas. He's just opting to only have 1 more probe on that gas than his opponent.
Right, it's just a slight advantage that will be used very nicely to be able to get himself a couple extra sentries. Maybe he'll just go for a ton of stalkers. That's what he's going for so far, so I would expect that later on we'll see Blink be you know, worked in if he's going to go for that high of a stalker count. But it looks like HerO actually moving forward for some aggression. There's the 3 stalkers now being warped in, so he's got 5 stalkers, 1 Zealot. He's going to move forward. He's got the pylon coming up as well. Below the ramp, looks like Hwangsin's forced to fall back. He doesn't have quite enough units, but his warp gate has just finished, and now he's going to have the reinforcements that should allow him to hold here.
Yeah, he looks really, really good. It just warp gate's delayed a little bit. Here we go, starting up on the stalkers. HerO's in a lot of trouble, losing 2 stalkers already. Third one looks like it's going to go down. No, he's able to get that one out. No, it finally goes down, but that 1 Zealot is going to get in here and scout out, see what's going on. He's not going to be able to see anything too much, but a really nice advantage coming out from Hwangsin in this early game stage.
Absolutely, that was a great hold. Picking off any early stalkers can just give you a great advantage. As you said, we do see that the expansion is about to go down from HerO. He's got that probe already at the in-base area. It looks like Hwangsin's actually going to move down the ramp. This could have been a risky move, of course, in a choke point like that, but it looks like he will be able to pick off the this pylon, that's going to force HerO to fall back here. And you know, he's not being supply blocked, but it's just really annoying. You can't warp in units quite as forward. You can't be quite as aggressive. So Hwangsin's now going to be the aggressor. HerO's going to have to fall back to his ramp and hold that. And of course, he just dropped his Nexus, so he doesn't have that many units ready to go.
But look at this, a probe in the base of Hwangsin. Now, this just gives him options. I don't think he'll be pressuring just because he has this one Nexus, but if he sees a lot of pressure coming from Hwangsin, he will drop down that pylon. Ooh, there it goes down right now. And he's only working with one gas, though, so he can't really do too much with this. Well,
what you can do, of course, is just warp in a couple Zealots, send them straight into your opponent's mineral line, especially if your opponent's being aggressive, which is exactly what we see from Hwangsin. So if Hwangsin starts moving forward with these Stalkers and HerO realizes, okay, he's about to attack me, that's the moment he can just drop a couple Zealots in that mineral line. And it's really hard for Hwangsin to deal with, especially if he just dropped in a warp in. He won't be able to defend. We do see one Zealot going straight over that mineral line right away, while Hwangsin is trying to take out the structural debris. So let's see how he reacts to defend.
Yep, Hwangsin's going to warp in his own Zealot, and that will counter the one Zealot if he tries to just go for the probes. For now, that Zealot's just going to go around, check out what exactly Hwangsin is doing. He's going to see that expansion. In the meantime, it looks like there's just a standoff over here. HerO has his units on the top. Hwangsin's going to back up, and I like this response from him.
Yeah, he's just going to be going for that Robo just to play it very, very safe here. Wants to make sure you can get that Observer. Obviously, there's not going to be any type of DT play coming out since he did steal the gas. He knows that HerO can't go for that, but it will allow him to tech up to Colossi if he wants. Of course, the Observer will be great to just get that map control and figure out exactly what it is that HerO's going for, because Hwangsin, remember, has been playing in the dark here. He's not been able to get inside HerO's base since the beginning of the game, so he really has no idea. Is HerO actually going for Blink here? Is he going for some type of crazy Charged Out Archon build? You know, did he actually take that in-base expansion or not? So Hwangsin's basically just playing off assumptions right now, and that's why he wants to get out of that Robo, just to play it safe, standard, and make sure you can figure out exactly what it is that HerO's going for.
Yeah, that's the little advantage I think HerO got, just having that scout. HerO right now, he is a little bit ahead in economy, but a little bit behind in that tech. But I don't think the tech is going to matter all that too much because they're going for the same tech path, and he can always play the defensive game, especially Chrono Boost out, churn out those units as fast as possible. HerO is taking great map control, and having that initiative is so important in the game of StarCraft. You're able to apply pressure when you want to and also defend when you want to. You just have the ability to react at a much more precise way.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. He's holding 3 of the Zanaga towers right now. He's got such good map control, so that's just going to give HerO the utility to be able to know no type of attack is coming. He can play just a little bit more greedy. We already see Twilight Council on the way for both players. And they are, of course, both have that Robo, so it looks like they're both just trying to go into that very standard style, getting out those Observers for that map control and that mobility as well, and just getting Blink. So you can blink into your opponent's base. You can just use it for your main army. That really helps you to be aggressive, so you can actually just blink away if you ever get yourself into a bad position. And we'll have to see, you know, in the later game, do you think they're actually going to tech up into that Colossus player, or just going to stay on Blink Stalker for the time being?
You know, on a map like Crevasse, I think we're going to see not so much Colossus. I mean, there's a very open center, so it's rather hard to get all the units